Hi everybody, Christopher Moss, prointernetmarketing.co.uk, and this is video 3, part 3 in the Learning WordPress series. This is the final video in the discussion about pages and posts. So I just want to finish up really by discussing some of the more advanced, some of the features really that are at the top of the editor, and just some of the other stuff inside the post box. And also just very quickly touch on pages as well. It's very sort of similar stuff. So we're just going to start off by adding a new post. I've just made some changes there, you can ignore that. So I'm just going to call this test post, and then we're just going to I'm just going to add in a few things here: bold, italic, strike through. So you can see that this is bold, italics, and strike through. And again, if you go to HTML, you can see the relevant HTML for that. So let's delete that out of there for now. And then you've got your bullet point list. The difference between an unordered list and an ordered list is simply one will have bullet points for each item, and one will have the numbers. Or you can change that if you go in and mess with the HTML. So just do item 1, item 2, item 3. Drag over that, and there we go, we've got a list. And we can do, you can even change the HTML here to OL, that means ordered list as opposed to unordered list. Then we go back, it's now 1, 2, 3, and again you can just swap them between the two there. So I'll delete that. You've got your block quotes, so that's effectively like if we take, let's see, how can we take a bit of text quickly? I'll just copy some from a different screen. So if I paste that in, yes, allow, and then we'll block quote that out. Effectively, this would be like if you've got a quote in your document, in your blog post. So you might be like, and then the sports reporter said, or whatever. So that's a quote, block quote. Again, if you look in there, it's just a block quote tags. So you've got your formatting, your alignments, basically, as if you've ever used like Microsoft Word, you'll know about aligning text left, right, and center. You can turn a text into a link, so you just highlight the text that you want. So if we just get some lorem ipsum, should have used this to begin with, I guess. Lorem ipsum text generator. This is pretty cool if you're ever sort of doing any design work or whatever. You can just pull up a big list of just sort of garbage text, really. Let's pull that in. So we're on this one. So that you've got a post effectively in there, and you want to turn this part into a link. So you just highlight all the words that you want into a link, and then you take the little very weird sort of link icon, type your URL in. Oops. Give it a title. You don't actually need to do this. Right, Google web page. I'll show you what that does in a minute. Just to prove it works, though, you go in. There's the text. So it's the anchor tag. There's your title as we typed in. That's the actual URL. This is the text that's linked in that URL. Anything between that bracket there and that bracket there gets listed, that one there, sorry, gets listed as the actual blue text, and then that's the closing anchor tag. So if we go to preview of this, you'll see when I mouse over the text that we've created as a link, it should say Google homepage or Google web page even. So there you go, that's what the title actually does. If you didn't do that, I don't think it actually comes up with anything. We'll give that a quick test. So we'll take out the title and go back, and then we'll just preview it again and scroll down. So yeah, so we're not getting anything there. So it's just helping out, sort of. I think it's an accessibility thing, that. Anyway, so then we can remove that link by just going in there and unlinking. So it's gone. HTML's gone. What else have we got? This is a bit of a strange thing. This is let me just fire up my blog for you. I use this what this does is it breaks a post so that you can go there. Like, effectively, click there to read more, and then there's the rest of the post is there. So when you're actually in your blog, you can put this wherever you want this sort of read more thing to be. You just click this button, and it'll insert the relevant HTML for you. Now, the thing that I've found with this is if you actually use this, if you create this manually in the HTML, it doesn't work normally. So I always use this. The actual box thing in the visual viewer, but you can go in there into the HTML, and then just after the more you can type in any text, so my click here link, and then your text here will actually become the read more link. Otherwise it'll just say read more ... So in fact I will show you that. Just the other thing is with this is it doesn't often preview very well from what I've found. Yeah, see, it doesn't. You'd have to actually publish the post. I'll do that for you. But when you're working, what I find when I'm working on my blog posts, and I do this, I normally do this bit last because it doesn't preview, and it can be even weirder if you if you just put in your text here, and this is like the end of a sentence. So you've got this is a very long sentence, so you would expect effectively this is a very to be just normal text, and then long sentence to be the link through to the actual rest of the post. But you'll see when I click on preview, you just get this is very. So that's kind of weird. I think that must be a bug in WordPress, but don't worry about that too much. But if I publish it, you will see how it should be. So we go to view, and then it's not worked anyway. Oh, it's because I'm actually in the full post. Let's just go back to the front page. Yeah. So there we go. We got this is a very and then long sentence. It's because I put it on 2 lines, but so you can see that that's how that works. Otherwise, if I just go back and delete the long sentence piece out, update it, and do a refresh, you will see that this, I think, just says continue reading. So you can change the text effectively, which is what I do. Like I say, I do that last. So what else have we got in here? We got the spell checker. This is actually, I think this is a pretty rubbish feature personally. I don't use it. If you're going to do spell checking, do it in Microsoft Word or something. Obviously it's all going to find junk text there because it's all lorem ipsum, so it's all in Latin, but it can be semi-useful, but I don't generally use it. You obviously got the options there for the different languages. You've got this if you're going to do a big blog post and you need effectively more screen real estate. You can just click on that, get the full screen reader up, and lastly, you've got all the additional weird little options there that you can go through it at your leisure. Really, not something I tend to use, but one of the few good things about this is you can have sort of subtitle. You can choose from here, say heading 3 to be a subtitle. So just last minute sort of formatting really. It's not something I use heavily, but just so you're aware, those are the extra options there. So yeah, that's effectively everything that I want. Just touch on this as well. This is brand new in WordPress 3.1. I think this came in, and this is, it's supposedly, if you've got different themes, you can write using these different formats. There's a few more formats as well that they've brought in, and what it says is that every time you change your theme, these should, when you use a post style like this, it should stay the same. It's not something I've actually used or intend to use in the near future. So, just saying, if you want to check it out a bit more, by all means, have a play around with it. There's some more information on this URL. I'll just paste this in. Scroll back up to the top. So that's the actual WordPress URL there. I'll put that in a blog comments as well, just so that you've got that available. But there's some more information on what those different post formats do. If you want to look into it, it's not something I intend to use in the near future. So, but you might find it useful. What have we got here? I've got a comment there. That's spam. That's actually since since I logged in last time. It's been spammed already. That's how sort of I've not got a Kismet. I don't think I've not enabled a Kismet on here yet. We'll cover that in the next video. But that's interesting to see that, you know, I've already been spammed. That's the sort of scale of spamming that you get on blogs these days. Lastly, I just want to, in this video, I want to touch on pages. As I've said, pages are more for static content, but the actual principle of adding a page is very, very similar. You know, all the box and everything is the same. You've got the publish, the status of when you're publishing it, and so on. Basically what these do is just how you want to leave the post. So if you've got more than one person working on your blog, I guess you use this sort of stuff more. And this is just, again, it depends on the sort of, if you're just using a blog as a blog as it's intended, like for the wider internet, I guess you never really touch these two options. You can use this to schedule. I use the scheduler quite a lot because you can effectively sit down one Saturday and write all your posts for the coming week, and then schedule them all so that they all post over the week at times that you specify, and that's pretty cool. You know, obviously, if you're limited for time on weeknights or whatever, you don't have time to sit down and be writing blog posts. It can be good to get them all done and scheduled, so you can just sort of concentrate on other things midweek. So you can do that with pages and posts. Now, pages, the only thing that's different really with a page, some of the other options, you've not got the tags, and the other thing is this: you can do slightly different stuff with a page. You can have it so that there's no sidebars. So if we go to our blog, this is a sidebar effectively. You would have the full page, and I'll demonstrate that now. We'll do a test page and put in some more lorem ipsum. Oops, close that down now. We'll do the full 9 yards job. Paste that in. So we're going to quickly publish that. So that's a published page, and then we're going to go to the blog, do a refresh. We should see, I believe, a page will come up there. Yep, there we go. There's our page. Oh, and okay, it's not actually got the bars on by default on this theme. You'll find that every theme is slightly different. Like thesis theme that I use does actually leave the bars on by default, but obviously this WordPress one doesn't. And you've also got the sidebars there. So if I update that now, stick it on sidebars, I should probably see then in this case the sidebars come back. Yeah, there we go. So, you know, there's just little bits and pieces there that are just slightly different. You've also got showcase. I'm not too sure what that one is, so we're just going to click on update and test that one out. Looks like it's just taken up the full page again. I'm not 100% sure what the showcase theme does there. Don't know. But effectively, the only two that I really use are default and sidebar. But like I say, when you use the thesis theme, the contents of those two are sort of reversed. So I'd use the default theme in the thesis if I wanted the site. I can't remember the way around it, but basically one of the two reverses effectively. So on thesis you'd have confusing things there slightly. I'll cover that in it when I go into the themes, I guess. But all I mean is sometimes I'd use it without the sidebars and sometimes I'd use it with. So that's pretty much it for this video. That's pages and posts. Any questions and stuff, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I know I get myself sidetracked a little bit, and I know there's been like 3 quite long videos on pages and posts, but it's actually probably the one thing on WordPress that you spend the most amount of time doing, I guess. So it's quite important that the things get covered off in you know, quite some detail. So I hope it's been of use to you. And like I say, any questions, please feel free to add them in the comments to this post, and see you in the next video.